Today on an all-new Dr. Phil. Social media.
People would ask me, is that your room? And I would say, yes, it was. But they didn't see the behind the scenes. Stacks of cups, dirty dishes, a pit of depression.
And faking it goes too far. So you'll film yourself doing your makeup, putting on great-looking outfits, and you ain't going anywhere.
Correct. I don't think your average person wants to see you just sitting on your couch watching TV.
My name is Amy, and I am on the frequent flyer plan of social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Facebook. I take my phone with me everywhere. I love my phone. I take it to the bathroom, I take it to work. I find that the loneliness comes on strongest at night. I'm typically driving home by myself. No one's there waiting for me, and so I get on my phone. It feels comforting and it feels safe. There are a lot of times when, rather than going out with friends, I go home and I get on social media. The friends that I make online, they're not really my friends, and that's kind of empty. You do see a lot of glowing, happy romances, and at times it does remind me of what I don't have. My adult life has been laced with loss. I lost my mother, my father, my sister, and my brother. I do think the social media can have the effect of making me lonelier. It reminds me of things that I'm missing. I spend so much time on social media, and yet, at the end of the day, I'm alone. It's me and my phone.
When people think about social media and jumping around, they tend to think about teens, but we all do it, right?
Definitely.
And you said you wonder if being on social media is one of the reasons that you're lonely and not getting out with other people.
I do wonder that.
Well, do you really?
I think it's somewhat obvious, yes. But I work nights, I work a lot. And so it's an option of something to do. And in some ways, at first, I thought it was going to help me be less lonely because it was a form of a connection, but it's not a real connection.
No, it's not.
You don't know these people.
Yeah, you get likes, clicks, little hearts, things like that. But you really don't, there's no connection, there's no warmth. And you really have no idea who it really is, right?
That's true too. And you don't know their tone. A lot of times people get offended or happy by something that is said to them, and that might not be the tone it's meant in.
But isn't it easier to keep your sweats on and your socks or your fuzzy house shoes and just go back and forth? It is easier.
Well, I think it's also in the post-COVID time that we're kind of in, not completely post, but after the crisis of COVID, we got used to that too. How do we entertain ourselves at home?
Yeah.
I will watch a movie and have my phone, have social media on my phone at the same time. I shouldn't be bored. You know, I've got both.
You say it's safer than interacting with people in the real world. Why?
Sometimes. I don't know if that's true all the time, but I can choose what I reveal about myself. I don't reveal a lot.
My staff gives me feedback about people when they're interviewing and talking, and I get all kinds of information about you before I meet you. And what everybody said about you is that you had a great personality, you were really engaging and warm and participative. They described you as being like really fun to talk to and be around.
Thank you.
True?
I hope so, yeah. I think
are
so.
You that way?
I very much enjoyed the time I spent with your staff, and I enjoy my time with people. I like connecting with people. I like things live much better than virtual.
Yeah, but you say a lot of times people will ask you work-related or whatever, like, hey, you want to go out afterwards or whatever, and you go,
True.
I'll go home and
True.
Just get on social media.
What's poppin', everybody? It's your girl Talitha. My name is Talitha Jones, owner of the social media pages Talitha Jane. I live in Denver, Colorado, and my pages mainly focus around fashion, lifestyle. I'm going to show you guys my Telfar collection. I have the cream and the brown. I have azalea, bubblegum, and corned beef. I can personally attest to social media being fake because I have faked quite a few things. It's that time of year. We're entering NBA wife season. I'm getting ready for a basketball game. I'm gonna walk in there like this is my show. Most of the time, I'm getting ready to go sit on my couch. I'm not going anywhere.
Here's the wig, y'all, 40 inches.
I have no idea why it took me so long to try blonde hair, but I can honestly say we are never going back.
Your everyday person doesn't want to watch you do boring things. So in order to keep that content creation up, we have to stage it and just kind of sprinkle some extra flavor in there.
Here's the lashes. I got like glitter.
A lot of social media is staged, especially in this generation of looking perfect for the internet. We have a lot to prove, nothing to really show for it. So if your personality is shining through on any social media platform, I feel like it can be successful whether you're telling the truth or lying in every single video.
If I love something, I buy it in every color because I feel like I deserve to be seen in it more than once.
Delusion is a beautiful thing, let me tell you.
You consider yourself an influencer.
I do, correct.
And is that how you make your living?
It is.
And you're good at it, right?
I'm amazing at it.
Yeah. And you acknowledge that a lot of times you're staging the whole thing.
About half, I would say a good half of it is set up for the intention of posting, correct.
Okay, so you'll film yourself doing your makeup, putting on great looking outfits, getting all set up to go, and you ain't going anywhere.
Correct. I'm going to take the
Don't you
picture.
feel better? You didn't miss out on anything.
Oh, not at all.
So you do that, and then you just take it all off and go sit down and watch reruns of Dr. Phil?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, you don't see anything wrong with it at all?
No. Mm-mm. I feel like the difference between myself and a lot of other influencers is I have no problem admitting that there wasn't a basketball game or a dinner or an event to go to. My content is more authentic to me as a person as opposed to what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. So why bother saying you're going to the game instead of just saying, hey, I'm just getting all dolled up to show you guys how hot I can get or how fashionable or how whatever?
So
is it just a storyline?
There is a storyline, but also a lot of my content as a fashion influencer is I focus on inspiring other people who are doing these things. So maybe you are going to a basketball game or you are going on a date or a dinner and putting an outfit together for that viewer to take inspiration from it.
Because you're out there, do people hate on you?
All the time. When you're putting yourself online, you're opening up your life for people to comment on it. Like, I can't post on social media and expect no one to have an opinion. And that's not to say their opinion is justified, but as a person who does social media, and anyone who uses social media really has to know that you are putting things in public spaces.
Yeah. But you believe that you're a generation of looking perfect for the internet.
I do.
That you're kind of in a voyeuristic generation.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Now, how many of y'all get hate messages on what you put up? Really? Do you have private accounts or public accounts? Oh, that's the deal. Okay.
Maybe all of us, the ones who write bad stuff, like hater stuff.
Oh, are you a hater?
No, I'm kidding. But I did that when I was younger until I get myself one, and it hurt me, and then I understood that I shouldn't do that.
Well, did you ever talk about me?
I never knew you until today.
Oh,
But you have very beautiful wife.
okay. Yeah. Everybody says I have a beautiful wife and I look like Fido. Okay. If you thought that there was someone at home that was watching and comparing themselves to you and felt worse about themselves because they weren't going somewhere fancy or exotic, would it bother you that they felt bad about themselves because really they were doing exactly what you were doing? They really weren't going anywhere, neither were you. Would that bother you?
No, because it shouldn't. It doesn't, because what you feel about yourself has nothing to do with me and what I'm posting. So again, it's like a projection. You can't get mad at me because I'm choosing to put myself online. And then you feel bad about you not going anywhere, but that's a you choice. That's not a me choice. As a content creator, it's my job to post. So my income is directly correlated with how much I post. And I know that posts perform better if I'm dressed up for something or going somewhere. I don't think your average person wants to see you just, sitting on your couch watching TV.
My name's Megan. I'm 27 years old, and I was a social media influencer between 2015 and 2020. In the beginning, it was fun. I started at about 500 followers, and then I grew that to about 22,000. I was bringing in about $8,000 a month. Some of what I was posting on social media was a facade, maybe an ad that I'm posting where I look really happy, and realistically, I'm in bed in tears. A lot of content I started making was all about home interiors. You turn literally 180 degrees and it's stacks of cups, dirty dishes, a pit of depression. I realized I had an eating disorder and I was very, very tiny. On top of having an eating disorder, I was already editing them to make myself look smaller. So a lot of people would ask me, how are you so thin? In reality, I was starving myself. After a while, I started seeing a lot of the negative aspects. People would tend to comment on my lack of knowledge of hair. The criticism was a big deal for me. In the end, I became super depressed. So in 2020, I took a 6-month break from social media. When I stopped, I had a large group of friends that went down to probably 3. I never heard from anyone anymore. I think that I could definitely become an influencer again, but my mental health is the most important thing to me.
Megan, thank you for being here. Did it help you to get away from it?
100%. Being able to step away and kind of actually look in the mirror and not look at an edited photo and say, that is me. I was able to look in the mirror at myself and say, this is who I am.
And when you were creating these images, did you feel phony?
No, I didn't. For the longest time, I did not at all see any problem in what I was doing. The photos weren't extremely edited or photoshopped, but it was taking a toll on my mental health more than I wanted to.
I'm Zoya, I'm 20 years old, and I'm originally from a small town in Colorado. I moved to LA about a year ago to pursue makeup, modeling, as well as influencing and content creation. I am on social media way too much. I spend like 6 hours a day on my phone. I started to realize how influential and powerful social media can be, and it's something that I'm really trying to get more into. What interests me the most is beauty influencing. I also am really into fashion, modeling, art. I would love to post makeup tutorials, get ready with me, stay in the life, whatever it may be. I would love to get paid to work with some bigger brands. It would be an amazing opportunity to receive free products and go on cool brand trips. I currently have 489 followers on my TikTok, and then I have 1,720 on Instagram. When I become an influencer, I just want to find my community and just bring viewers in by being myself, because I think that is the best way to show up in the world.
Do you think you'll make a living at it?
I would love to. I think ideally working for myself is something that I see in the future, and I would love that, so.
What would be your advice?
Tread lightly. Honestly, my biggest advice to anyone in general, not even just social media influencing, check in with yourself once a day. Every single day. Have that conversation with yourself, because you might be doing something you don't like, and you will not realize it until it's too late, until you're too depressed, too anxious. And I just think having that conversation with yourself will help you be more successful.
Would you support her doing it? Is it something
Taking a
you would
break?
recommend?
Yes, to an extent. So my form of break is showcasing that vulnerable side on social media, because not only are you posting A, but B, you're allowing your followers to see you in that light. And it's comforting to know that I'm not going through this alone. Recently I posted a video about how stressed out I was, and a lot of my followers were like, I'm doing the same thing. I love seeing that you're still a human, even though you are this influencer and you're all put together all the time, but you still have those vulnerable moments.
Yeah. Being authentic has a ring to it.
It does.
People know the truth when they hear it. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.